Hi, everyone. Very good morning to you, and good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining us from. Welcome to the session, and I'm Tasha Khan, and I'm your host for today's webinar, and I'm joining all the way from Bangalore, India. Would love to know where are you joining us from on the chat here. We are also streaming live on our YouTube channel as well, so folks who have joined us there, hello to you as well. Welcome to the Career Masterclass. And you can also put on your introductions on the YouTube live chat box. Let me just quickly put down my introduction on the chat box as well. So folks who have joined us, whether you are an early bird or night owl, thank you for being here. Thank you for also joining in early. We still have a few more minutes to start the session. And it's always good to network, right? These events. This one is a global event. So you'll be seeing a lot of folks joining from different countries. I think you can see that already. Folks have already started introducing themselves on the chat here. I see someone has joined us from Ontario, Canada, and I see someone has joined us from Singapore. Would love to know your name as well. Sometimes it's really hard to know your name from your email IDs. And folks who are watching us live on our YouTube channel, please feel free to drop your introductions on the YouTube live chat box as well. Let's utilize these few minutes before we start the session. We have a very interesting session lined up today for you, the Career Masterclass. We'll be talking about the prompt engineer career. And we'll be talking about the Purdue's Applied Gen AI Specialization program. And yeah, we have a very interesting topic today and a program lined up for you. So, I'm looking forward to the session. We already have our expert speaker, Basil Daklala, here with us, and he will be joining us for the webinar today. Awesome. I see introductions have already started coming in. I see folks have joined us from West Africa, Zambia, Austria, Egypt, UK, and Canada, South Africa, Tanzania. I see Yoshra has joined us from France. Would love to know your name as well, folks. Stephen from UK, and Mirko says, hello everyone joining from Namibia. Please keep the introductions coming in. I see the number is increasing, as we are moving towards the start time of the webinar. I see a lot of new folks are joining in. In case you have just joined right now, please don't worry. We are just doing a quick round of introductions on the chat here, and doing quick introductions. You can share where you're joining us from and your name, and you can see a lot of folks are already doing that, introducing themselves on the chat there. Let's just start quickly. I think before we start, let me just quickly also, give a little bit of introduction about the program. So meanwhile, also keep your amazing introductions, coming on the chat as well. I see on the YouTube live chat box, I see someone has joined us from the Bahamas and Zambia and US, Arun from US. I see someone has joined us from Pakistan, Suro from India, Clive from Canada, and a lot more introductions coming in. I see as, the numbers are also increasing. So before we start this session is powered by Simplilearn, world's #1 online bootcamp. We have been in the digital skills training space for more than a decade now, and we are very proud that we have empowered people via these digital skills. And today the skill we'll be talking about is the Gen AI skill, AI, artificial intelligence. Also, we have a few quick ground rules here for the session. So this is to make sure that you have an amazing experience. So let me just quickly take you through them. Folks who are just joined now, please don't worry, just put down your introductions on the chat, introduce yourself, as this is a global webinar. And you'll be seeing a lot of folks, joining from different parts of the world, and that makes the session even more interesting. So introduce yourselves to our folks here, and we'll quickly start the session. So ground rules here, if you have a question for our expert, or for me, you can put down your questions in the Q&A box. What happens is, as you can see, the attendance is pretty high, and the chat volume also is really high. We're filled with your messages there, introductions there. So we actually might miss your questions, so that is why you can move your questions to the Q&A box. Where is the Q&A box? Right now, as you can see, where the introductions are coming is the chat box. If you have joined from your laptop or desktop, you can see it right beside it. If you have joined from your basically mobile, you will be able to see on the top. Again, it works differently for different devices, but yeah, just trying to help you out. Also, the session is being recorded. So in case you want to go through the recording of the session once again, and in case you missed anything, so please don't worry. We will send you a recording of the webinar with a recording link to view. You should receive that within 24 to 48 hours of this session. And also you will be getting a webinar certificate for attending this webinar. For that, you will have to request a proof of attendance for this webinar. And for that, you'll have to wait till the end. Basically, this session is 60 minutes long, and the poll for the webinar to enter your full name will be basically accessible to you towards the end. I'll nudge about these ground rules and all the things we are covered on the chat as well. Folks who have just joined right now, please don't worry. I will be there to help you on the chat. So any question you might have about all these things, if you missed anything. And also, this is how the certificate of participation looks like. You can see your name here. You can see today's topic, Career Masterclass topic, how to launch your prompt engineer career in 2024. And yeah, you can see the accreditations here by Simplilearn, and you can also share the certificate on LinkedIn, tag our Simplilearn handle, and also our expert Basil Aklala. You can share insights. Folks are already doing that, sharing their insights about the session, or if they learned something new within network, and also sharing the screen grabs or certificates as well. And you can use the hashtag simply grow. Folks are already doing that. You can follow the hashtag and support us as well. I'll share the details during the session. You can go and check it out. And also quickly taking you through the agenda of today's session. Before I start that, I want to know that if I'm audible to you and if the screen is visible to you, just doing a check just to see if everything is working fine. You can reply by saying yes or no on the chat. Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, folks. And also the first agenda of today's session is about you, getting to know a little bit about you, how we can help you out in your prompt engineer, in your Gen AI career better. And we'll be talking about the career masterclass topic today, how to launch your prompt engineer career in 2024. And after this, we'll be covering the program by Purdue University, how exactly this program of applied generative AI specialization prepares you and gets you job ready. And based on the interest you share towards enrollment, we will be taking you through the enrollment steps of the program, where we will share the program fee, the program schedule, and yeah, any questions you might have about that as well, you can let us know. And last but not the least, the Q&A. So the Q&A is on the last, but I'm pretty sure you will have questions throughout the session, right? So whenever the time allows, the speaker will address your question either in the Q&A box directly or verbally. And if not, please just have a little patience. Keep your questions related to the topic today, and we will address it towards the end before we close the session. So thank you so much. Thank you for once again being here. And yeah, before we start the session, let's get to know a little bit each other a little better also, right? As you've given introductions, let's also get to know how many years of experience you currently have. So I'm just launching a quick poll here, and you can quickly go and select the most suitable option for you on the poll. The first one is currently studying. Second one here is 0 to 3 years, and third one is 3 to 5 years, and the fourth one is more than 5 years. Awesome, awesome. You folks are pretty quick here. And I also see still the number of participants are increasing in numbers. That's great. A lot of new folks who have just joined. If you might have missed the ground rules, I'll share them on the chat. So please don't worry about that. And any questions you might have, if anything you have missed, please do let me know. You can let me know on the chat during the session itself. Awesome. I see most of you have responded. I see a few responses already coming in on the YouTube live chat box as well. So last 5 seconds for the poll. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Quickly ending the poll. Thank you so much for sharing your response. Let me also share the results with you folks here and our expert. So 39% of the votes are for more than 5 years. A lot of experienced folks here. Great, good to know that. 9% of you have basically given vote for 3 to 5 years. 29% of you have given vote for 0 to 3 years. And 23% of you have given votes for currently studying. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. That definitely gives us an understanding of, what kind of crowd with an experience has joined us. So thank you so much. Now, quickly would like to introduce you to our expert speaker, Basil Daklala. A very good morning, Basil. Would like to introduce Basil here as well quickly. Basil is a data analytics and engineering senior manager He has led three teams in marketing and growth, analytics, reporting, and visualization, and DQ and automation. And he has been building advanced analytics applications for internal business and users in the healthcare. So once again, welcome, Basil. Very good morning to you once again. And we would love to know a little bit about you from you as well before we start the session.
Yeah, thank you, Russia, for the kind introduction. And hello, everyone. Good morning to you as well. And basically, as Russia said, I do have an extensive experience in data analytics and engineering projects. And I do have a passion for empowering businesses with innovative analytic solutions and machine learning projects. And I do have a good experience with training and leading. So basically, I carried on roles and positions throughout the company to train our staff with data engineering, data analytics, and data science projects or initiatives. And on top of that, I do uh, teach courses at Simplilearn for AI and machine learning.
Thank you so much, Basil, for your introduction and welcome once again. Let's start with the second agenda of today's session, the career masterclass topic, how to launch your prompt engineer career in 2024. So moving on to the next slide here. What exactly is prompt engineering to start with?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think many of you have heard this buzz term, prompt engineering. It's becoming very popular lately, especially with the rise of generative AI and tools like ChatGPT. But in a nutshell, it's basically it's like giving clear instructions to a powerful AI tool, and it is crucial because it unlocks the true potential of these complex systems. So when you have ChatGPT, I mean, we're all familiar with how we can develop a prompt, but it's not just as simple as putting a few words together and asking it to do something. It could be more than that. You could leverage and unlock a lot of potential functionality in your AI system and generative AI or GPT system. And we are familiar with a lot of tools now that are being rolled out. So you have Cloud, you have Google's Gemini. So a lot of tools that have generative AI capability and potentially require good prompt engineering. So with that, the course will teach you about the generative AI basics and how you could craft perfect prompts so you can get the results you're looking for in terms of context and details.
Thank you so much, Basil, for sharing a comment on what exactly is prompt engineering. Moving on to the next slide, talking about what exactly does a prompt engineer do?
Yeah, so you can see here this tree does explain the complexity of prompt engineering and how many branches we have. So things like, and those are applicable to the companies that are trying to um, adopt a new AI system, okay, and would like to be on the cutting edge and add that competitive edge to their technological capability. So if you think about it, there are ways of integrating the ChatGPT system or prompt engineering with cross-functional teams where you could help work with data scientists in basically doing data cleansing, understanding a problem from different angles, doing some data analysis. Also, you could leverage it to define goals and get clear project goals and use prompt engineering to facilitate sequential steps in a specific project. You could use that to work with developers as well, so you could understand the project on a high level or even lower level if you want to go granular in terms of the nuances between different programming languages, what infrastructure you need in order to execute a specific project. And then on the other hand, you can see here we have optimization. So you could use ChatGPT or prompt engineering techniques to test prompts, refine prompts, and enhance the AI performance that you're using. If you have a vanilla version of the ChatGPT or generative AI system, or if you have implemented your generative AI system in your company.
Thank you so much, Basil, for taking us through what exactly a prompt engineer does. Now, moving on to the future of prompt engineering. Now that we've talked a little bit about, what exactly it is. So, what is the
Mhm.
future goal in this field?
Yeah, so prompt engineering is rapidly becoming a crucial skill for interacting with advanced AI. And there's a dedicated position to be a prompt engineer, but that doesn't mean that if you take this course that you want to be a prompt engineer. You can also take it as a manager, as a developer, regardless to your role. Having those skills for prompt engineering will help you do your job faster and do it better and use prompt engineering to your advantage. So it's expanding beyond tech. So you have specialized tools, you have also ethical considerations. Those are become very important for companies so they can follow regulations. And then you have the integration aspect of it. So you can help companies integrate AI systems with the emerging tech and the rise of demand for collecting more data. And that data needs to be analyzed at some point.
Thank you so much, Basil, for sharing a comment on the future of prompt engineering. Also, talking about the generative AI in the 24 economy here, the global demand for the AI talent. The businesses worldwide are increasingly seeking experts in generative AI for innovation and competitive advantage. Also, we can see an expanding AI market. The generative AI market is rapidly growing and expected to reach $667.9 billion by 2030, reflecting a CGR of 27.7. And also, we can have seen an investment surge. The global AI funding has hit $93.5 billion in 2021 and significantly rising from the previous years, showing a robust growth in AI technology investment. Also, Basil, can you take us through what are the career paths, for prompt engineers, they can take up once they are done with the program as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's another diagram that's useful to just explain the landscape of prompt engineering and what elements do get addressed when you study prompt engineering. So you have things like content creation and media. So that could be useful for marketing specialists that want to craft a good campaign that could target their audience, regardless to their region or their segmentation. Absolutely, you can explain the type of audience you're dealing with to the prompt or to the generative AI tool using your prompt. And that way you could craft customized campaigns to your population or segment of your population. Also, it could be used for education and research. So you could, for professors or the ones that are trying to develop content for training, whether it's for technology or even for arts or literature in general. So academic research and development or explaining new trends in technology. Also, we have freelancing and consultancy. So prompt engineering could be really vital for freelancers, especially if they do not have a workforce that would help them with creating content. So, for example, if you are a freelancer and you're one-man show or one-person show, for example, and you need to develop content to explain your skills, build a resume, build a website, you could use prompt engineering to your advantage and save on hiring people. So you could use it for independent consulting, building websites, building resume and career repertoire. Yeah, and last application is healthcare. So I've been seeing a lot of great applications where doctors could start using prompt engineering to understand what's going on, the underlying factor for a specific diagnosis. Now, this is still a prototype, And I understand why a lot of doctors may not be 100% comfortable with it, but you can see that this is the future of healthcare. And it will be a tool maybe in the future utilized constantly by healthcare providers.
Well, that sounds pretty interesting. I see a lot of career opportunities here for prompt engineers. Also, talking about the salary here, for average prompt engineer salaries, starting with an entry level position, we can see here for US, Europe, and Asia. So it starts with $70,000 and goes up till $100,000. And similarly for Asia region, as you can see, like it starts with $20,000 and goes up to $50,000. For a mid-level professional in this field, it's basically goes up till 1 lakh, $1,050,000, and for a senior level, it can go up to 1,050,000, $1,50,000 here. Also, before even we go there, let me also quickly show you as of today how many job openings are there for, let's say, a Gen AI expert or a prompt engineer. So let's search for that and actually see the real-time openings. As of today, what is the demand? How many folks are hiring only for a prompt engineer? There are so many other career paths you can take up, but let's see. So this is for India region. Let me search it for worldwide. So as you can see, there are almost 1,800 plus job openings as of today worldwide, only for prompt engineer, a category of like openings which require AI or prompt engineering, similar openings. And similarly, I will also open Naukri.com. This is for the Indian region, and show you the real-time numbers here as well. As of today, as the industry is growing, jobs are also going to grow. So this is only for India. Now, if you basically also search for generative AI, let's see the number of openings, almost 4,000 plus. This is only for the India region. Again, like this is just to give you a real-time example of, the numbers we are talking about. Obviously, they are like average sources here. So now that you're here, you are, clearly interested in prompt engineering or, curious about it. So we would love to know what exactly is stopping you from becoming a prompt engineer here. So what are your challenges or concerns? So we are launching this poll. This one is a multiple choice poll which is launched. You can select multiple options to share your concern. I'll just read out these options for you. And folks who have joined us live on our YouTube channel, you can also let us know your concerns through this poll, and also even after that, if you have any questions as well, please feel free to put down your questions in the YouTube live chat box. Okay, the first option here is, I see most of you have started voting. So the first option here is, I can't find a program with a fully comprehensive curricula. And the second option here is, uh, I don't have the practical exposure I need to become job ready. And the third option here is, I find it difficult to learn from pre-recorded videos. And the fourth option here is, my work schedule won't allow me enough time for learning. I see most of you have already started responding to the poll. You folks are pretty quick. Let's give it like 10-15 seconds more for other folks as well. And a lot of questions, have already started coming in on the Q&A box there. That's great. Please keep your queries coming in the Q&A box. We will try to address them whenever the time allows for the speaker. I see a lot of good, interesting questions as well. Awesome. So, awesome. Last 5 seconds for the poll here. What's stopping you from becoming a prompt engineer expert? So last 5 seconds. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll also be sharing the results with you. Let's see, what have you voted for? What is the biggest concern or challenge here? 53%. I don't have the practical exposure I need to become job ready. And 43% for I can't find a program with a fully comprehensive curriculum. And 14% for I find it difficult to learn from pre-recorded videos. And also 26% for my work schedule won't allow me enough time for learning. I see a few responses in the YouTube live chat box as well, like for the first and the second option mostly. Basically, I think have not having a practical exposure seems like a big problem here. So let me just quickly introduce you to the Purdue University program, the Applied Generative AI Specialization. This program comes in collaboration with Microsoft Azure, and this program duration is of 4 months. And as we saw from the experience poll, a lot of you are working professionals, so this program is pretty flexible that way. You can just complete it by giving 5 to 10 hours per week. And also, it comes with a industry aligned learning path. We'll be talking about what exactly the learning path looks like in detail in the upcoming slides. And also, we'll be touching upon what are the skills covered, what are the tools covered, and also what are the projects covered, what is the learning environment, of the program. I'll be introducing you to that as well quickly. Also, a lot of it is online virtual classrooms and a mix of pre-recorded videos. I'll be showing you how exactly it looks like. Moving on to the Purdue University advantage here. So, the Purdue is a 150-year-old university, and it has been, ranked in the top five US universities worldwide. And also, it has produced Nobel Prize winners, and having a Purdue University on a CV is a prestigious accomplishment recognized worldwide. Talking about who are exactly eligible to take up the program and what are the prerequisites, quickly sharing that. You need to have a basic understanding of programming concepts and mathematics. And also, you need to be at least 18 years of age and have a high school diploma or equivalent to take up the program. And preferably have 2+ years of professional experience, but that is not compulsory. It is definitely an advantage if you have 2 years, but if not, that is totally okay as well. Now, quickly talking about how exactly this program by Purdue University prepares you. Starting with, I think we have already gotten a question about that. Like starting with the skills, covered in this program. So Basil, if you can take us through what are the skills which are covered in the program for also someone who wants to pursue a career in Gen AI or, prompt engineering.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this might address some of the questions that were asked in the Q&A session about what skills we need to learn for prompt engineering. So the first one at the top of the list, you have Python programming. So Python is becoming the go-to language for AI and machine learning applications. And it's the same situation with generative AI, which is a subset of AI. And learning Python is going to, number one, as a person that just starting to scratch the surface with tech, it's going to make things much easier for you to understand how all these pieces fit together. And it is easy. You minimize the learning curve because it's easier to interpret and understand versus the other languages. So we're going to give you a good Python programming foundation. That way you could learn Python in terms of an application object-oriented language and also see how you could apply it for AI and machine learning applications. And then we'll talk about explainable AI. It's a very important piece here, and this will help you um, have the skill set. And one of the aspects that we mentioned earlier in the career opportunities, which is the cross-functional collaboration with other teams. So explainable AI basically is the art of understanding the results of the AI system and how to interpret them and how to explain them to your audience and explain how those results were derived by the machine learning system. It's a challenging task, to be honest, because we don't understand exactly how certain complex machine learning algorithms came up with a specific result, and we need to do some analysis in order to understand that. And then prompt engineering, we talked about that and what it is, what it covers. Also, a very important piece here is LLM architecture. LLM stands for large language models, and this is something like ChatGPT or Gemini. And this will help you understand the blueprint of large language models, like the inner workings and the complex engine that processes the text data. And then we'll also look into transformers and attention mechanism. These are the building blocks of a system like ChatGPT. In fact, the T in GPT is coming from transformers. Okay. And then LangChain for workflow design. This is very important in terms of applying the ChatGPT system or any generative AI system with your current, so integrating it with your current company system. We'll also look into generative adversarial networks. Those are the engine behind generating content. So whether it's images, audio, or text. So we'll look into how they work. And the last piece of generative AI governance. This is becoming a very important topic, especially for companies, Fortune 100 companies that want to comply with government regulations and they want to have governance to their generative AI systems.
Thank you so much, Basil, for taking us through the skills covered in the program. Also, the tools, right? The most important part of the program. So, what are the tools covered, and what are the most important tools for someone who wants to, ace in the Gen AI career?
Yeah, and I'll pick a few from the list here. So Python, as we mentioned, is going to be the backbone of building applications, pulling from generative AI application APIs and connecting with different data elements or different APIs in general. We're going to be using LangChain to implement those generative AI systems with current applications. We'll also look into popular generative AI tools like DALL-E for images, for image generation, and then ChatGPT and Google Bard. Now it's rebranded into Gemini. We'll also look into OpenAI applications. Recently, about a month ago, OpenAI opened um, their systems to the developer community, and now they have applications or add-ons that you can add to your um, ChatGPT system. And then Hugging Face, which is a large community for machine learning, deep learning, neural network libraries, and is one of the go-to communities where if you want to build your own system and you want to publish it or you want to learn from other already developed models. And this is a concept that we call in AI transfer learning.
Thank you so much, Basil, for covering these tools. Also, we have talked about the tools, we have talked about the skills. So, can you also take us through what exactly is the learning path which is covered in this program and builds the learner's AI skills step by step?
Right. So back to the skills that I discussed earlier. So you can see in the career path, we put these in a sequence. So the learning experience would be, I would say, gradual and easy, and you don't have any struggles with trying to learn a concept that we haven't explored in detail before. So this prepares you to sequentially, with your learning journey, to understand these concepts and find the relationship between these concepts. So as I mentioned, we'll start with the Python fundamentals, and each course here has its own project. So you'll be able to learn the content and then apply that with a project that will be graded by Simplilearn instructors. After you finish Python fundamentals, understanding how you could use object-oriented language capabilities, we'll look into the essentials of generative AI and prompt engineering. So we'll train you on how you could craft best prompt to achieve a certain task. Because as I mentioned, it's an art of providing the best prompt for your ChatGPT or Gemini system so you can get the most out of your prompt. And then we'll talk about advanced generative AI architectures, the differences between different models. Why should we choose, let's say, convolutional neural networks over classical deep learning neural networks? And then we'll jump into generative AI, which is the subset of AI and machine learning and how we could apply generative AI and build our own applications using generative AI. And then the last piece, we'll talk about generative AI governance in terms of making sure that we are uh, getting the right results. We're continuously monitoring the output of that generative AI system, and we're also complying to the regulations and laws based off of generative AI.
Thank you so much, Basil, for taking us through the learning path. Now, moving on to the Microsoft Azure advantage. So, to understand, you through the collaboration, you get to understand how large language models form the foundation of generative AI. Also, you learn to describe Azure Open Service, AI service, OpenAI service, which provides us access to the latest generative AI technology, and also you get to understand how generative AI applications such as Copilot support efficiencies. And also you get to describe how prompts and responses can be fine-tuned, and also how Microsoft's responsible AI principles drive ethical AI advancement. So that is to just to sum up quickly the Microsoft Azure advantage. Folks, I see a lot of questions about the program 3. I'll be touching upon that. I'll be also sharing the link towards the program with you, so please don't worry. Yeah, and talking about the industry-based projects. So, Basil, I think when we did that poll of what exactly is stopping them from becoming a GenAI expert or prompt engineer expert. So, the biggest concern was they wouldn't get a practical exposure through a program itself. So, even to get a job in that field. So, what exactly, first of all, are the projects which are covered in the program? How exactly are these projects important in showing that practical experience?
Absolutely. So since AI and machine learning is embedded in every industry nowadays, we try to have a comprehensive look and provide comprehensive exposure to our learners and students of different applications in different industries of AI and machine learning. So I can give you some examples. So you could see one here is about creating an online car rental platform. This is one of the projects that we have for the Python Programming Foundations. Also developing a shopping app application. So this will help you understand how you could build a database for your shopping app, how you could use tools like pandas and Python so you could query the information or the catalog that you have in your shopping app. We also have other applications that use machine learning. So things like developing a predictive analytics for or forecasting for loan default. So we give you a data set for loan applicants, and you can build a machine learning model that will give you prediction whether the person is going to default on their loan or not, or be able to pay it or not. So that's one application in the mortgage industry. We also have other applications in the engineering industry. So we have things like manufacturing and inspection for a car manufacturer. So that's one application. Other applications is I can think of is we have a project for port operations. So this is a very advanced project when you get to finish deep learning applications where we have images of different um, ships and objects in the sea, and we want to make classifications whether this is a small ship or a large boat or a container ship, and so on.
Thank you so much, Basil, for taking us through the projects here and how exactly they are impactful. Now moving on to the next slide about the learning environment of the program. So we will be quickly taking through the live learning environment of the program. And for that, I'll have to share my screen. Just give me a second. I'll just quickly open the LMS and I'll share my screen. So it's open. Yeah. So yeah, this is the learning management system of Purdue University's Applied GenAI Specialization program. So Basil, if you can take us through the elements quickly, that will be really helpful for our audience.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think we have one of the easiest platforms in the industry in terms of finding exactly what you're looking for. So At the top, you see our menu. We have where you could select your different courses if you're enrolled in multiple courses, your resources. We also have a button for help in case you need assistance, whether it's technical or a specific assistance in your course. And even if you want to request an extension for a specific project deadline. If you scroll down, Russia, we can show them how we have a timeline, a vertical timeline with all the courses that we just discussed that will help them easily navigate through these courses. So when you finish a course, part of the cohort, it doesn't mean that you won't be able to go back to that course anymore. But the live sessions are recorded, so you can always go back to those and watch them if you want to refresh your memory or knowledge on a specific topic. And every component is a course here that you could see. So every block that you see is a course. And you can see for every course, there are multiple, let's say, pieces or platforms that give you the knowledge and the learning experience. So we have live classes. So you can see we have live classes and self-learning. And then you can see for the AGS, Advanced Generative AI, we also have a component called Labs. This is where you can launch a lab environment where you could build your project using Python and Jupyter notebooks. Let's click on one of the classes so we can go over what a course provides. So our teaching approach here is that we want to give you, let's say, a holistic view of resources. So you have access to a pre-recorded list of sessions. And you could see here, you could access those by title on the right. And you could basically pause, seek, or skip those classes as you want. We also have a button for live classes. So when you have a session scheduled or upcoming, it'll tell you you have a live session. You could access it through here. But if you want to also watch the recording of that live class, in case you missed it or you want to review that information, you could click on the Past Classes tab. We also have a button for assessments. This is where the course end project, this is where you could access that. And you have sometimes two projects to choose one of them, one from, and then you have an option for 3 or 4 projects, depending on the course. We also have a button for reference materials. This is where you could see ebooks, lab guide, and some demo documents, and the data sets that we will be using in our projects and walkthroughs. All right, last but not least is the lab environment that I talked about. You have 2 options. You can either run your code on your local machine. We can show you how you could set that up. But if you don't want to do that, you could have our you can launch our lab, which also helps you run code and build your projects. Right, and this is the section where if you need to add electives to your program, you'll see the options in here.
Yeah, and also there's a help section available in case you are facing any issues with the program and the certificates, or anything related to the program. You can go and basically put on your message here on the chat, and someone from Simplilearn will reach out to you in a few minutes. So yeah, that is how the learning management system of the program by Per University on Simplilearn looks like. So that is just to cover up the program quickly. And I'll move on to the slide back. Thank you so much, Basil, for taking us through the learning management system of the program. And also we have global leaders as program advisors here. Ankit Ramani, who's the data and ML leader at Google. Armando Giriana, who's the founder and CEO at Uburu Hub. And Raghav Goel, who's the generative AI and data science consultant, and Amitendra Srivastava, who's the chief data scientist at Intellica. Again, like these global leaders, make sure that we are delivering as per standards of Per University. Also, quickly moving on to the next agenda, the learner outcomes. So interestingly, the previous classes have consisted of learners, coming from world-class organizations like, as you can see, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Nvidia, LinkedIn, just to name a few of them. And from the examples I've shown, there are plenty of other companies as well which are hiring, and also with diverse industries. They come from IT, software product, manufacturing, pharma, healthcare, BFSI, and many others. So, and also Simplilearn provides you with a career access services which help you with your job search. For the US learners, we have partnered with the Talent Inc. And basically, with this, you'll be getting one-on-one interview service by Top Interview. You'll be getting a resume makeover by Top Resume. And through the Talent Inc. membership, you will be able to basically reach a wide employer network. And also, your profile will be highlighted to the recruiters through this partnership. Yeah. And similarly, for the Indian learners, we have partnered with IM Jobs. Similarly, you will be getting the IM Jobs Pro membership for this particular career access services for India region for 6 months for free. Similarly, your profile will be highlighted to your potential recruiters in the platform. And similar resume makeover and interview prep services are also basically provided through this particular program. I'll also quickly show you the program page and share the program page link with you as well quickly. So just go to the program, and yeah, on the top itself, you'll be able to see the generative AI category. And if you go here, we are covering the applied generative AI specialization program. And we have already covered all these details. The program is to four months. The learning format is online bootcamp, a mix of live classes and self-recorded videos. And also, we have covered the key features of the program, and this is how the certificate by Purdue University delivered by Simplilearn looks like. This will be certified to you. Your name will be here for the Applied Generative AI Specialization Program. You can see all the accreditations here. And also, let's not forget about the Microsoft Azure Advantage, right? So you'll be getting Microsoft Azure AI Fundamentals Generative AI certificate as well as part of the electives, which we have already talked about. Yeah, and yeah, we have covered the learning path here. You can go and share your details through this link, which I'll be sharing as well. The skills covered, the tools covered, the industry-based projects, which will be giving you the practical exposure. So yeah, moving back to the slide here. Now that we have covered the program, just to summarize everything quickly, the certificates here. We would love to know, are you interested in enrolling into the Purdue University Online Applied Generative AI Specialization Program? I'm launching a quick poll, which will ask you for your interest. Would you like to enroll? You can just respond by saying yes if you're interested, no if you're not interested. And the poll will be live for a few seconds. So yeah, you can quickly go and share your interest towards enrollment. And after this as well, the learning consultants from Simplilearn will help you out, enrolling into the program. But I'll show you what exactly are the steps, what are the fee, what are the details after this. So yeah, launching the poll. I see already yeses are coming. But yeah, please go and or for folks who have joined us on Zoom, can go and vote on the poll which says, would you like to enroll into the program? You can share your response as yes if you're interested. For folks who are watching, which is a lot of you are watching us live on our YouTube channel, I see you saying yes there as well. So for you, what you can do is on the top of the YouTube live chat box, if you're watching live, you can see the link towards the program which I've just shown you. And it will be taking you to the same program page, and you can quickly go and share your interest towards enrollment by sharing a few details. And if you're watching us later on YouTube, you can also go to the description of this box. And on the top, you will see the program page link, which you can click on and yeah, follow the same easy steps for enrollment interest. So yeah. Awesome, awesome. I see a lot of yeses, Basil, on the YouTube like chat box and the Zoom chat as well, and even on the poll as well. So that's great. But let's give it 10-15 seconds more because I see a lot of you are still responding. Questions, any questions about the program? Any questions about the career paths in generative AI? Please feel free to put that in the Q&A box because we will be moving towards the Q&A box pretty soon. So yeah, so all the questions are welcome about the program. Any questions you might have about career related, if you are going to transition from a particular career to this career, if you're planning to pursue it or already pursuing it, please do let us know. Yeah. I see few alumni have also joined us of the AIML program, the Purdue one. So you also can let us know if you have any questions. So while you are getting done with your program, I'll be touching upon the program fee and the schedule in the enrollment steps after this. So I see a lot of questions about that. And also, let me also do one thing. Let me also share the program page link with you as well. on the chat in case you want to go and check it out, later as well, and download the syllabus. You can do that by clicking on the syllabus either here on the learning path or on the top itself. You'll be able to see it. Awesome. Last 10 seconds for the poll here, folks, because I see most of you have responded. So last 10 seconds for the folks who are, responding to the poll here. So are you interested in enrolling into the Purdue University Online Applied Generative AI Specialization Program? You can quickly go and submit yes as a response. I see a lot of you are still doing it. So please be quick. Last 10 seconds, folks. Last 10 seconds to share yes. Please make sure to go and vote on the poll if you joined us on Zoom, as yes, that is how we'll be able to reach out to you. And a lot of interesting questions coming in. So we are very eager to address your queries. And yeah, we can wait for that. Awesome. Last 5 seconds for the poll here. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much, folks, for sharing your interest towards enrollment. For a few of the folks who have not basically shared interest towards enrollment, I'll also share the category links. You can check out and explore other, programs as well, which you would like to enroll for. Also, quickly taking through the enrollment steps of the program for folks who have shared interest. So there are three simple, easy steps you will have to follow. These are the steps the learning consultants from Simplilearn will be taking you through. The step one is here is you'll have to submit an application to us at askus@simplilearn.net. The step two here is your application will be going for review based on the eligibility and prerequisites which I've shared with you earlier, and also have shared the program page link on the chat as well in case you want to check out once more. And also based on these steps, you'll be getting the admissions offer from the learning consultants from Simplilearn. Also, talking about the upcoming cohort. So we have a upcoming cohort which is almost full, and the classes for this one is starting from 29th of June, and the introductory classes is starting from 25th. And also the fee, I think a lot of questions about that. For US candidates, the fee here is $4,000 USD dollars. And for Indian candidates, the fee here is 1,49,999 INR rupees, including GST. I know a lot of you have joined us from different countries, so that is why I have shared the link. And you can just quickly go and check out the fee for your own region as well. And also you will be receiving a mail as well about the details about the program in case you want to go through it later. Again, download the brochure. Basically, ask any questions you might have about the program to the learning consultants. Even after the webinar, if you have any questions, you can reach out to us at askus@simplilearn.net. I'll share the email ID on the chat. Just allow me some time. Meanwhile, we have a few minutes left. We have good enough time. So Basil, let's quickly start addressing the questions we have in the Q&A box. We have some really good questions here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I glanced over a few, so I might have to bundle. Some of them are repetitive, so I might have to bundle those into one. I'll start off with the first question here. Will there be job opportunities for prompt engineering in the future? So as we explained earlier, prompt engineering is a new and rapidly growing field. And you saw in the previous slide that we had a lot of branches and specialties in for that type of field, right? So there's an increasing demand for those skilled professionals, and there's a lot of opportunity that exists across different industries like tech, healthcare, education, and entertainment. Next question. Are the prompt engineer roles more inclined towards native English speakers? The answer is not necessarily. The course is going to teach you how to do this in English, but ChatGPT, Gemini, other tools, they actually take prompt from different languages. Now, the skills that you're going to learn in this course, of course, is going to be in English, but those skills, so things like building variables or doing iterative prompting, those could be applied to any language. They're not strict to a specific language. So I believe if you take the course, you can still use what you learn from it in different languages. And in terms of the roles, I think pretty much every country wants to be on board and follow the trend of the rise of AI adaptation and prompt engineering. This is a question that is bundled from different questions. So let me read the different questions first, and then I'll give the bundled answer. So someone's saying, I have zero knowledge in Python, does that work? And then someone is asking, if I don't have basic knowledge in programming, can I enroll? And then, do I need to learn coding to become a prompt engineer because I don't have tech backgrounds? So if you remember in the previous slide, we talked about giving you an introduction and the foundation of Python and object-oriented programming languages, which is going to be the cornerstone of all the projects and the exercises we are going to explore throughout the course and the cohort. So we will start from scratch. And this might raise some concerns for the ones that already have an advanced knowledge in programming, but I assure you that won't be a problem. Maybe for the first week, we will be talking about simple and foundational pieces, but I always teach these courses for people with various backgrounds, and I promise you, both types of people, whether they have advanced or not advanced knowledge, both enjoy that course because they can always learn and brush up on some of the concepts that they haven't explored in the past before. Um, Next question is, what actually is the work of a prompt engineer? That's a good question. So for a prompt engineer, you will be dealing with crafting effective prompts. So making sure that you have efficiency in your workflow, optimizing the AI interaction with your prompt or with your AI system, testing and validation for the AI system, whether your company is trying to integrate a system or an existing system, AI system, or let's say a generative AI tool, or if your company is trying to build an AI tool from scratch. Those prompt engineers are needed to do the testing, optimization, and the validation. And then on top of that, you will be helping with the documentation and providing guidelines. And then the other piece that I think is very important is the cross-functional collaboration with other experts in the AI field. So things like data scientists, AI developers, machine learning practitioners, domain experts in the research and development field of AI. So understanding the requirements, the objectives, and how to uh, describe the project or work with, collaborate with these experts will help you um, expand and progress in your career. And then strong understanding of AI and NLP. This helps people that are seeking positions in machine learning because you will get to understand the engine behind LLMs, large language models. You'll get to have an understanding of different AI systems and machine learning algorithms. All right. Checking on time. I think we have 6 minutes so I can answer additional questions. What is the prereqs to start with prompt engineering? Will the course cover from scratch? The answer is yes. We will cover things from scratch. The prerequisite, I would say, just basic knowledge in statistics and math. And even if you need a refresher on statistics, we will teach you the foundational aspect of statistics, and then we'll move from there into the advanced components. So the cohort and the courses, all in all, will teach you from scratch, so you don't have to worry about advanced prerequisites. Someone also is asking, does SQL query or coding experience required? No, it will help you to relate to some of the information, but it's not required. It's not essential because we will teach you the foundations of how to um, query the data, analyze the data using Python, how to integrate the data together and prepare it um, for AI and generative AI. We'll also teach you a concept called NLP, which stands for natural language processing. This is the essential prep step in generative AI. You have to prep the data in order for the AI system to ingest the text or the human language information. All right. I can pause here, Russia, see if there are any questions that are directly related to the course and fees, if you want to address those.
Sure. For the fee part, what I've done is I've shared a scan code here on the screen. For folks who are not able to click on the link which I've shared, I think some few of the folks are facing issue with that. So this should help. You can just scan it quickly from your mobile, and it will take you to the program page. And for there, you can go and check out the program fee for your own region. And also, we have EMI and installment options also available. A lot of questions about that as well. I think we have managed to answer most of the questions here. So thank you so much, folks. I You will have to submit your name for in the webinar poll, not now. So please don't share your names on the basically chat box here. I'll launch the poll. Just give me like a minute or so. Also, we are towards the end of the session. So I would like to thank Basil here for a very interesting session on prompt engineering and also covering the generative AI program by Purdue. Basil, would you like to say something to the folks here aspiring to, go into the Gen AI field? One last thing before we end the session.
Yeah. No, very happy to see a lot of you are interested in this. You are basically joining this field in the right time because things are going to move very, very fast and accelerate in terms of the applications and the development of AI and machine learning. And this program is suitable for the ones that are either interested, they're not sure where to start, they want to take a career pivot, for example, or they just graduated from school. Regardless to your background, this program will effectively teach you the foundations of ML and AI, and then focuses on generative AI and prompt engineering. So it would prepare you better for those upcoming trends and discoveries and advancements in generative AI.
Thank you for that, Basil. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for being an amazing audience. Now, folks waiting for the webinar poll. Before that, we move on to the webinar poll for your full name. We would also love to know how was the session for you. So you can also rate our session quickly, and you can rate us, out of five being the highest. If you have had a great experience, if you had an excellent session, if you like the content of the session, if you learned something new, and if you like the content of the session, you can let us know by rating quickly on the poll, which is live right now. I can rate us from 1 to 5, and 5 being the highest. If you enjoyed the session, I see a lot of comments coming on the chat as well. So thank you so much for the appreciation. For Basil, our speaker here, who took us through the topic as well. So thank you so much for folks and folks sharing name on the chat here. Please just wait for the webinar poll. I'll just be launching it after this. I'll just give 5 more seconds for the poll, and we'll quickly move towards the webinar poll for the full name. Just 1 minute more, and we'll be ending it right on the time as well. So yeah. Awesome. Last 5 seconds for the poll here. How satisfied are you with the content of the session? We can rate as 1 to 5 here, 5 being the highest if you enjoyed the session. So last 5 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me quickly end the session. Sorry, end the poll here and move on to the webinar poll here. So I'll be launching a poll, and you will have to quickly go and just enter your full name and submit it quickly. So make sure you do not make any grammatical errors there. Make sure to write your name correctly, because that is how the name is going to look like on the webinar certificate, which will be sending it to you. Both the recording and the webinar certificate you'll be receiving after the webinar. For webinar certificate, you have to enter the full name, which is launched right now, the certificate poll. And yeah, just give it like few seconds. You can take your time to fill it quickly. Folks who are submitting their details on chat, will not be able to capture that because there are like thousands of messages there right now. But there is a poll which is launched. You should be able to see the poll live on your desktop or laptop. If from mobile, you'll be able to see it on the poll section of the Zoom. And yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for sharing such interesting questions for us to address. So last 10 seconds for the poll here. So to receive a proof of attendance. Also, folks are already sharing it, on LinkedIn, and they are also sharing their insights about these webinars. I'll be sharing the link towards the hashtag Simply Grow they are using for sharing these certificates within network. And also we have such interesting, session lined up throughout the month. You can explore, other webinars as well. In this particular link which I'm sharing, you can get early access to these webinars. And also, as I mentioned, that you can share certificate and screenshots of the webinar on LinkedIn, tag Simplilearn handle. Also, you can tag our expert Bastil Taklala as well, and share your insights, share your certificate there with your network, and also you can go and support your network as well, who are already doing that. You can just follow the link which I've shared, and yeah, you will be seeing a lot of folks, sharing their insights about these webinars. Also, even after the webinar is done now, you will be getting a post-webinar survey pop-up by Zoom, and in that, you have to answer one question: what can we do to make our webinars better? And we've gotten such interesting suggestions from you in the last few months, and we have been taking a note of them and coming up with these interesting topics for these webinar. So please do suggest if you have something, and I will definitely look into it and come up with more such topics. So thank you so much. I'll be closing the poll now in next 5 seconds. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you, Basil, once again for an amazing session. Thank you, everyone, for being an amazing audience. And someone who's not able to copy the link, you can easily copy it. You can just copy the particular link and direct yourself towards the extension browser. So that should help. But yeah, thank you so much, everyone. We'll be ending the session now. Have a good day. Good night.